Okay, we're here. We're here and ready to go. Let's go, boys. Let's get it. Let's have some fun today. Let's do all the fun stuff today. You know, sure. Why not? Got me some vanilla pumpkin beer, cause why not? The auto blur thing's really weird. Actually, almost done with it. Don't drink very often. Once in a while, I'll have one of these, and really fun. So, all right, we're back. We're live. We're ready to go. Planet Coaster once again. You know, 2 nights in a row working on Silver Dollar City. Like, what? What is this madness? You know what I'm saying? What is this madness? Absolutely chaos. Like, it's just unprecedented. Absolutely insane that we would work on this for 2 nights in a row. I can't believe that. You know what I'm saying? 2 nights in a row. That's how I sound. Okay. I never really know. What's up, everybody? Sergio, how's it going? Time City was never actually canceled. See, here's the problem I always have. I always had the issue with too many... doing too many things or too many projects at once, and it was crowding up a little bit too much, and I realized I probably shouldn't have more than 1 or 2 projects going on at a time. Therefore, like my current projects right now are Windland, no, not Windland, Wind Valley. Windland is the name I go with a lot of stuff. Windland Entertainment's the name of the was what I was thinking of for some reason. But anyways, we got Wind Valley Park, and then of course we have the all the Windleverse stuff going on as well. So that park as well, and then we got Silver Dollar City. So that's all ready. You're not late at all. We just started. Oh, when people, why would you come in saying you're late? I'm late? You're not late at all. We haven't even started. Have I ever tried launching a coaster off one piece of track and landing on another before it poofs away? Actually, I think I have tried it once, and it doesn't work. Not really. It doesn't really work. Confirmed? What? I didn't even say anything. I said I'm currently working on it. How was that canceled confirmed? Me saying I'm working on it apparently means it's canceled? I can't say anything. And if stuff is supposedly canceled. I didn't forget its name. I didn't even say anything about it being canceled. That doesn't mean oh my gosh. You know what? Maybe I should just stop talking and have no more commentary in my streams. That's what I should really do, because y'all just twist my words and twist everything. Yeah, J-Trains, are you going live? I'll bring your stream up, man. Watch it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a J-Train stream. I want to see if he pays attention to chat. Unlike JLW Games, who doesn't read his chat at all, apparently. At least, the only time I'm not good at reading it is apparently during Fall Guys. That's the only time I'm not really good. Apparently, that's the only time. Is when I'm playing Fall Guys, so... what's up, Shielded Dragon? How's it going? Ayo. pirate-themed dark ride with a bunch of custom PNG effects to make it look like it's underwater. That would actually be pretty sick, actually. Would be pretty sick. What's up, Zero G? Of course, Kenny with Finax in here as well. Not reading during Sea of Thieves. I don't know if I agree with that one. I think I'm pretty good. Then again, I'm so focused on the game. You know, I don't want to crash the ship or anything. So, like, you know, being a streamer is a lot harder than you guys think. You gotta multitask. You know how hard it is to keep up with chat sometimes? It's not as easy as you think. It's not that easy. You all give me crap about how I don't keep up with chat. It's not as easy as you think. I'm not the best at multitasking, I'll tell you what. I really ain't. I'm really not. I'm gonna be positive on that. I'm sure some people are better at doing it than I am, obviously, but see, my problem is sometimes I'll start talking to one of you guys in the chat, and then you guys start chatting so much, and I take too long to get to the next one. Just kind of like what's going on right now. Confirm to the Discord that no. Don't spread rumors on Discord. That's not very nice. Bruh. That's all I'm gonna say about that one is bruh. Bruh. Alright. Still recovering from that win last night. Yeah, that was a really good win. I'm glad we got that win together. You keep up with chat? Well, I'm glad you do. Did you see Fury topped Vengeance this year in Golden Ticket Awards? I think I did see that, yeah. I mean, I don't think Steel Vengeance has ever won that award. I think it's always been Fury. Fury's won it so many years in a row at this point, so, if you know what I mean. Bunch of imported billboards that you fly by so fast that it looks like an animation. I never really thought about that, but that would be cool, too. I know you're messing with me. Everyone messes with me. That's the thing. Everyone's always messing with me. That's the real thing. I'm gonna beat him in my realistic Planko park, called Minotaur. Okay. Fury always tops Vengeance. See, I can't speak for that because I haven't been on Fury. I've been on Steel Vengeance, and Steel Vengeance is currently sits at number 2 for me. So, we'll stream in 1 hour. 1 hours. I didn't forget its name. I had something else on my mind at the same time. But I'd love to get to Carowinds. It's just so far away from me. I think I'm gonna stay out of the Discord call. I think, for my well-being. Outlaw Run has no potholes, I can confirm that. I just wrote it today, so... Animal Crossing, man, I would love to play some Animal Crossing again. During the lockdown, that was my life, was Animal Crossing. I'd bought it as soon as it came out, and I would spend literally days just on it non-stop, and that's all I would do. So that's how it went for a while. If I had enough money to make my dream theme park, what would be my coaster lineup be? Up to 10 must include at least one kiddie coaster. A lot of those are pretty easy. I would have an Intamin Blitz coaster or something similar to Velocicoaster. That's a must. That has to be in there. I definitely think I would have an RMC hybrid. of some sorts. I would have a gravity group wooden coaster similar to the Voyage, for sure. I would have, also have, I gotta have a B&M in there. Let's put in a B&M Giga, because why not? I mean, why not? If it's my dream lineup, why not? A Mach Extreme spinning coaster as well. I think that would be a great part of the lineup as well. Probably should look into launch coasters, some other launch coasters maybe too. Well, maybe, I mean, Extreme Spinning Coaster would have launch, so. But anyways, that's just a few, just to name a few, you know. You know, I'm sure I could think of some more. Probably have a B&M Winged as well. I like B&M Winged coasters. I've only been on a few. No, I can't say I would have an RCCA Hyper. Should you live stream? That's totally up to you, man. I don't think I can tell you yes or no on that. I mean, that is totally your decision. All right, let me get some the reference that I like to use here. Let's see if I can find the walking to Mystic River Falls. That's the video, 360 video we need. At least I thought it was. I thought that was the title of the last one I did. Maybe it's not. Entrance walk, blown glass factory, which is pretty cool. Entrance walk, walking in Mystic River Falls. They have a flooded mine one as well, which is pretty cool as well. What is the one that I entrance walk 60 video? I thought I was walking to flooded the Mystic River Falls. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, it is. It's this one. I just got two different videos confused because they had a similar similar name there. But hi Jackson. How's it going? You seem a little excited. Pokemon what? Okay, let's see. Oh gosh, that is a lot further. See, I got the proportions of this pretty rough, but that's okay. It's not something I was thinking about. But we got more of this fence on the other side that I'm going to continue on over here real quick. He just says yes. So, yeah, very excited. Nothing wrong with a little excitement. You know? Alright, let's deselect those, because we don't need to have those selected anymore. Now, there are steps leading up to this shop here. Technically, but, because I realize that I have to get this right. Probably should put some, actual doors on this, especially if I'm not going to have these technically functional. If I become, I dig up Shrep and bury. Why? You want to see him again? If you become famous YouTuber, will you play with me? Silence and J. What? I can't understand that question. It's Kind of confusing the way it's worded. It's got me a little confused there. Weren't I just at 7.8K? I just hit 7,900. I just hit I hit 7,800 about 8 days ago, so we just got 100 subs within about a week. So that's absolutely insane to think that I was able to gain so many subs in that short amount of period. You know, we've been growing the fastest I've ever grown. Like, I've never seen growth in the channel this much. We'll be at 10,000 in no time. You know, I was in the around 6,000 something at the beginning of this year, maybe even before. I think I hit 6,000 not early this year, I think, and we're already almost about to hit 8, which is pretty insane to think about. So I just can't believe the growth of the channel lately. It's been absolutely insane, and I couldn't be more excited and happy. Okay, so these are all stucco. Let's go ahead and save this color, because I think what we're gonna do, instead of having that opening, I think we're just gonna change this up to be a solid one. Since it's just for show, we don't need to have that opening. If that makes sense. Just gotta get the door in front here. Stop changing my grid size, bruh. I don't need that. Hey, Cowgirls Moo, how's it going? I did post the soundtrack on the JLW Music channel, so for Time Traveler, it had about like 10 plus copyright claims, because obviously it uses music, copyrighted music throughout that entire thing, the covers of all those songs, so it definitely got copyrighted a little bit there. That's for sure. Well, the good thing is it's not monetized or anything, and it didn't give me like a strike or anything, so that's all good. That's what I was kind of worried about, is that it would give me like a copyright strike or something, but thankfully it didn't. It's just can't be monetized, which obviously it's not monetized anyways, so because that the JLW Music channel doesn't have 1,000 subs, so 8,000 subscribers special should be a 24-hour live stream. Maybe for 10K. We'll definitely hit 10K at some point pretty soon. I think 10K is not too far off, to be perfectly honest. I think we could see 10K happening at some point. I didn't have like this little planters over here. I didn't have these in here yet, so we're gonna make it happen. Get it all good. Whew, But yeah, it's about 45 minutes of music, so on that soundtrack, so I think the quality for being recorded on a phone was was pretty solid, so... You know, could I have gotten the actual soundtrack? Maybe, if I know the right people, but... You know... I've got the Outlaw Run soundtrack as well, but it's the actual soundtrack. Like, it's not recorded with a phone, it's the actual file. I'm just gonna put some planters in here. Like, I'm not gonna overdo it here. We're just gonna place some flowers instead. SDC's next Sunday is going to be pretty busy, probably because I think we'll be in pumpkins by then. We'll be in the pumpkin, doing all the pumpkin stuff by then. So it could be busy. It might not be. I don't know. Sundays are kind of like one of those days that we don't know if it's gonna be busy. It could be busy, or it could not be busy. It could be slow, you know? It's just kind of one of those days that we really don't have any idea if it is gonna end up being busy or not. It always ends up being that type of day on Sundays. Sundays just kind of like that, you don't know what you're gonna get with it. That's what usually Sunday is. You don't have a good idea. Yeah, Midnight Madness wasn't that busy. The thing about Midnight Madness is that, like, the day's so long that it spreads all the guests out. So, like, yeah, we'll have, like, 20,000, close to 20,000 people throughout the day, but at the same time, you're probably not going to have more than 10,000 at the exact same time on Park. So, yeah, there's a lot of people visiting, but they don't all visit all at the same time. It's throughout the day, you know? A lot of people leave before it gets night, and then some people come in at night. You know, it just all kind of depends. I would love to go to Kennywood, but again, it's another one of those parks that's not really near me. So it's kind of tough. Okay, so we get on the other side here. And this is where the glass blowers are, and we do have a fence coming around here, kind of like a little picket fence that has a lot of different sizes of board. So I think we're gonna make that real quick. That'll be really easy. We can just use these pieces. I think we'll use the 2x4. We'll do here is we'll use the 2x4 piece. We'll go 2 meter. And we're gonna give it kind of like that that off green color that SDC likes to use sometimes. Like, it's not, it's closer to gray than green than anything, but we'll go about right here, and then it has like 2 levels, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then we have like a lot of different sizes on the side here. Just use these 1 meter pieces. So you have like this, 2x10, and we'll go like a 2x6. It's kind of like everything's like a different sizes, you know. There's like different sizes here and such. Are you heading out here, Jackson? Well, thanks for joining. I hope you see you again soon. hopefully. 2x10. Let's do another 2x10 here. But yeah, it just has like all these different sizes and shapes and sizes here for this fencing. Let's get 2 small ones in there. Really make it look random. That's what we're gonna do here. Kind of add to that randomness. There we go. We'll make this a building piece, or group it up together. This is your home park. It's also my home park. I work there. I actually work here, so... I've done all the coasters so far. I haven't 100 completed the coasters, but all the layouts are done. I just got to do, like, scenery and stuff for most of them. The only one that's, like, 100% done is Outlaw Run, because that's the ride I work at, so I know that ride better than any of them overall, so right now we're working over here at the Truss Bridge. I'll give you a little overview of them here in a minute, if you want to see everything I've kind of done so far. We got a lot still to go, but we're making good progress as of late here, so... Alright, we got a little bit of a decline here. These can be a little tricky to work with, because overall, how do we want to play this? I might just kind of lower it down just a little bit unnoticeably. Maybe. It might not be very noticeable. I've never worked Wildfire. I work at Outlaw Run, is where you definitely see me. If you're gonna see me anywhere, it's gonna be at Outlaw Run. I did cross train at Powder Keg last year, but I've been all Outlaw Run this year. Outlaw Run's my baby. What's up, Variety? How's it going? Good to see you. Basically, we're trying to close everything up here. That's going to be the goal. Basically, I'm trying to polish some of the places I've kind of established. We're trying to get it to a more finished area. This is not the most accurate. Sure how I'm feeling about it right now, but I'm trying to do this sneaky so we don't have to make any big adjustments here. Trying to be sneaky about it. Don't know how sneaky I am. I'm just, you know. Yeah, I'm the team lead over at Outlaw Run. You know, we could rotate it. Which I think I might do a little bit here. But we're gonna have this connect up here to the swinging bridge. And it's not gonna be perfectly accurate, but that's okay. Sometimes it's not always gonna be perfectly accurate, you know. But all right, I'm gonna drop back so you can get a little bit of an overview of what we've done to this point. So obviously, like I said, we have all the coasters in place. Some are more finished than others. You love that, right? Cool. Do I think Outlaw Run has an iBox track in its future? I think it will eventually, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I think eventually, since RMC's kind of trying to get away from the topper track, they always prefer the iBox track, and obviously with lightning rod doing it. It would just be a lot less pain for maintenance. It doesn't really hold its wood coaster records anymore, so I could see them doing it, you know, and marketing as a new, smoother, new and smoother ride, you know, so, which I could see happen. But if they do it, I don't think it would be within the next 5 years. I think it'd be more than 5 more years before they would do something like that. So. Oh, wasn't doing the custom lift audio. Oh, they're all glitched out. Sometimes that happens when you first load a park up. Sometimes they glitch out here in the station. It's not playing all the audio either, which is disappointing. It still holds it shares the inversion record with Wildfire at Calmartin, because it also goes upside down 3 times as well. So, I mean, it does hold it, but it's tied. If that makes sense. There's that custom lift audio. Got custom catwalks. We got custom everything. Got the catwalk that goes all the way down the drop. That was a pain in the butt to make. Got the 153. And then if you look here at night real quick, we have the flash at the camera. We do have custom supports that I made for this bank turn and the wave turn as well. Those are all custom. Because Planet Coaster doesn't auto-generate those supports correctly, so...
That was a close call, folks. Think that varmint would still be chasing us if
Marshall White hadn't cornered us back there. Here at Silver Dollar City, good guys always win. One of your favorite night rides? Me too, by far.
You all just push up on that safety bar, unbuckle your seatbelts, and watch your step as you exit to your right. Don't forget any loose articles you may have left here with us in the station. Thank you for heading out west on Outlaw Run. Keep a lookout for those outlaws and enjoy the rest of your day here at Silver Dollar City.
Yep, this is basically the only area that I have, like, I would say, if not 100%, definitely around, like, 99% done. Oh, this is my favorite song because it's the soundtrack made for the ride. Yeah, I've been to Dollywood and Cedar Point. Is there a reason SDC runs one train on everything most of the time? Probably most of the time it's either staffing, or just the time you went was, the time you went, everything had, issues with the second train. Outlaw Run runs one train all the time because it doesn't need to run 2 trains that often. Mostly because Outlaw Run is typically a walk-on most of the time. Outlaw Run doesn't really get busy. The GP don't really care for Outlaw Run. They think it's rough and it's an old rickety wood coaster. That's what the GP think of it. They all love Time Traveler and Powder Keg. You know, I think it's mostly because it's the most intense ride there. It's the scariest ride there, maybe as well. And you know, Silver City is a family park, so that could be another reason. Yes, Outlaw Run is very smooth. I agree, but the GP think that it's rough, so because it's a wood coaster. That's literally what they would say, you know. Of course, over here we got Time Traveler, which I got the building basically done. There's a few things I need to work on it, but like the interior's in there too. Here we got the first floor, second floor, custom audio. Don't want to hear too of that because that'd give me copyright claims on there, since those songs are copyrighted. Yeah, the GP don't know anything about roller coaster. That's why they're GPs. Pretty proud of Time Traveler. I've been working on a lot of custom supports for Thunderation, so I'm trying to get it going. It's very interesting because we have another train already going right here. Got custom audio for it, literally taken from Thunderation's Lift Hill. Hey, that's literally what they think. They, like, for some reason, everyone always comes off of Outlaw Run thinking that it gives them neck pain. I've ridden Outlaw Run over 3,000 plus times, and I've never gotten off that ride experiencing neck pain, so I don't really understand why people have neck pain on it. I guess they let the ride just throw them around, I guess. Like, I just don't understand it. I think they just let it throw them around. You know, they don't control... literally, if you just control your upper body, you're not gonna hurt your neck. Wildfire and Time Traveler are definitely not more intense than Outlaw Run. I don't know what you're saying. You don't like Wildfire and Time Traveler because they're... as much because they are more intense? They're not more intense. They're like the opposite. Time Traveler's almost... I'd almost say Time Traveler's on the edge of being a family coaster. Like, it's very tame. And, like, smooth and graceful and just... There's not really much intensity to it. Wildfire, I could see Wildfire being a little intense because that drop, especially if you're in the back, is pretty insane. The drop on Wildfire feels like a hyper coaster, especially from the back row. And I don't know if you've ever been on Wildfire and you've experienced this drop in the back row. It's got some really, really good airtime on it, on that drop. New here and just subscribe to the channel, Real Like Your Park. Have done a great job so far, and this is a recreation. Where is this park located in real life? It's in Branson, Missouri. They're mainly known for Outlaw Run and Time Traveler. Outlaw Run is the RMC that they built back in 2013. It was the first topper track built by RMC, ground up. It was their first ground up coaster. And then they also are known for Time Traveler, which is the mock extreme spinning coaster that opened a few years ago in 2018. So it's a spinning coaster with inversions, launches, pretty cool. Yeah, the drop on Time Traveler is definitely the most intense part about the ride. The rest is pretty tame. Unless you're in the drop, or back. The back's really the only part on the drop that makes the drop insane. Need a Time Traveler POV. For the journey of a lifetime. Alright, hopefully it doesn't pick up any of that music too much. I don't want to get copyrighted for it, so... because a lot of it is copyrighted. Again, I uploaded the soundtrack on my music channel just now, and it had like 10 copyright claims because they're all covers of real songs, so... The spinning physics in Planet Coaster are kind of weird. You know, a lot of people, I always hear a lot of people in reviews say that they don't like how it suddenly stops on the first launch. I think it's great because you get that acceleration from 0 to 47. And if you didn't get that, and it was just a rolling launch, there would be hardly any acceleration to it. You know what I mean? I like that you go from 0 to 47. Or is it 47, 48, something like that. From Michigan, nice. Yeah, it's over in Branson, Missouri. I work at the park, so... Your head hurt after time? It's like one of the smoothest rides. It really is. Maybe you're just like dehydrated or something, and you know, just riding a ride with forces, some sort of forces. I've had that happen. Like I've gotten a headache off of Outlaw Run, but it was probably because I was either dehydrated, or like maybe my blood sugar was a little low. I don't know. Yeah, I wish they would have done a show scene as well. It was actually supposed to have... The first launch was supposed to be enclosed. That's why, you know, it comes to a stop. It was supposed to be enclosed with a lot of effects, but they had to cut the budget. So, it never made it into the ride. Like, that first launch was supposed to have, like, some cool effects and stuff. And I'm really sad that it didn't make it in. It would have been insanely awesome. Making a channel nice. Mock gets their LSIMs from some company, Premiere and B&M for Thunderbirds, so weakness of launches is completely their own choice. It was a missed opportunity. Dream job of yours. It can be fun at times. So other times it's not, but sometimes it just depends on the people you're working with a lot of the times. Would have made this ride amazing for sure. Really want that powder keg POV. Powder keg's a little interesting because of the way I had to do it was a little bit on the weird side. Here, we'll start from here, so you don't see the weirdness of the transfer track that I had to do. Since transfer tracks are not in Planet Coaster. I did all these custom supports, and that was a journey, because I really like how the custom supports turned out on this. They look really good. Spent a lot of time on them. I had to retrace this coaster. So right here, you'll see that the track switches over to a different style, to the Buzzsaw Falls section. This, I went way too much in detail with this, because I retraced the track with the S&S track. It actually had the flat track. The ride is running on a flat piece of track. And I retraced it with the S&S track. That way, when we get to the Buzzsaw Falls section, I can switch it to that flat track. And for good measure, I had to put diagonal cross ties here. I added those individually, one by one. Those little, they're actually a little wooden piece, but it worked actually perfectly for those diagonal cross ties. And because they didn't have the diagonal cross ties, but the actual one does, yeah. So I spent way too much time on it. just to make it look more like the Buzzsaw Falls track. And I had to hide a launch here. This is actually a launch, not a lift. But I made it slow enough to make it like a lift, and then I put custom lift audio in. But yeah. Where it supports right before the Buzzsaw Falls section. Yeah, I went full detail on it. I didn't buy any disc plates yet. I'm kind of being a little picky with my money financially because it's been a little rough lately. And I'm trying to figure it out, but I mean, I'm not in like any really bad situation, but it's not I'm trying to do everything I can to save a little bit of money. Again, I'm not like in any awful financial situation, but it's not as good as it usually is, I guess I could say. Like, I'm not in like in panic mode or anything, but need to add the support they fixed because the people kept slapping it. Oh yeah, where they cut the little indention out. They cut a little thing out of it. Oh yeah, this ride has some insane floater. It for sure does. So if you're wondering how I did the transfer track, I basically did a hidden track underground to get it up to this section, and just did some fake tracks. And you can see this little this other ride here, a little quick draw. I'm gonna use this for filming. So when I do a cinematic POV, I'm gonna do some movie magic to make it look like the transfer track moves you up to this spot. And I'm gonna blend two different videos together. So basically, the idea is we're gonna split this from this, and it's gonna make it look like I'm gonna use this to make it look like it's using the transfer track. That's what this is gonna be for. And then I'm gonna try and blend the footage together as best I can. That's how that's gonna work. Floater is crazy. Powder keg feels like a mini hyper. It's pretty underrated. The GP love powder keg though. It's a big favorite of like a lot of kids and stuff because it's a really good first big coaster for kids. You know, it's kind of I would consider it more of a thrill coaster. More than a family coaster. It's kind of like on the edge a little bit, but it's definitely a good coaster for a kid to do like their first big coaster, and it's got a really good height requirement. You know, you can be 42 inches for powder keg, as long as you're with an adult. So it's 42 to 48 with an adult. So a lot of smaller kids get to play or get to ride it, and I really think the height requirement's very interesting to me for powder keg because the giant swing, which has the exact same restraints, is 48 strictly. There's no 42 to 48. So it's interesting how they were able to get the height requirement down to 42. Because I worked on powder keg a little bit last year. I cross trained over there from Outlaw, and every time there was a kid that was like 42 inches, exactly 42, 43 inches, they seemed so small in the seat. You know, like it's just insane to me, but, you know, I always thought that was interesting. But yeah, the kids love powder keg. It's a fan favorite, especially for a lot of families like it. You know, it doesn't go upside down, but it's considered a big coaster, so. And it's really unique how you have a transfer track, a launch, and a lift hill. Not many coasters out there you can say they do all those things, you know what I'm saying? And it's incredible how they reused a lot of stuff from Buzzsaw Falls. You know, like the turn here, and then the lift hill was all reused. Pretty cool. Turning your little sister into an enthusiast, nice. Which goes 30 miles, has 48-inch height requirement, and powder keg is 42-inch. Yeah, that's interesting that Dark Coaster is 48. I'd imagine, I would have imagined it would have been able to go down to 42. Powder keg does have a pretty punchy launch. It's a air compressed launch. It's not very fast, but the acceleration's pretty good. You go to 0 to 55 in 2.8 seconds, I think it is. It's around 54, 55. It's got some pretty crazy acceleration. You get to that top speed pretty quick. So a lot of GP end up thinking it's the fastest ride on Park. When I tell them it's Outlaw Run, a lot of the times they don't believe me because they're like, it's faster than Powder Keg. I'm like, yes, Powder Keg's the 3rd fastest ride on Park. Wildfire's faster than Powder Keg. It's 66. Powder Keg reaches its top speed of 64 miles an hour at the bottom of the first drop. The launch, again, is only about 54 miles an hour, but you gain that a little extra once you go down the drop because you're going down a hillside. So the drop is bigger than the launch going up. So feels like a mini Max Force launch. That's probably what it was. I haven't been on Max Force, but my personal favorite coaster of all time is Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure. I absolutely love that ride. I got to ride it back in October of last year, and it just shattered my expectations, and they were super high. The only thing I've ridden that comes close to that launch is Accelerator. Accelerator's pretty good. I only got to ride Accelerator once when I was there. Of course, I only had one day at Knott's, so I didn't have a whole lot of time. I just tried to get all the credits I could. Recreate Michigan Adventure. Michigan's Adventure, I tried and failed 3 different times. Love to see someone make it and play in a coaster. Yeah, I love seeing recreations. I've never been on Pantheon. I haven't been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I've been to Busch Gardens Tampa, but not Williamsburg. Max Force launch is worse than Dragster's launch. Have been on Dragster. Jackson, I don't know what your confusion is, man, but you keep saying what's going on. You said I don't understand you. I don't know what you're not understanding, but I need more info to answer, I guess. I think Dragster's gonna return. They've been removing some stuff from the launches. I think they were removing some of the those brake fins that come up and stuff. So if they were completely removing it, I don't think they would just slowly take it apart like that. I think they would just take the track piece out instead of removing stuff off the track, you know. But maybe, who knows? What do I know? I think it will come back in some way, shape, or form. I think it is getting the LSM treatment. Launch won't be as forceful or anything, but at least it'll be open. You know, I think it's better than nothing, and you get to keep it in the skyline, which, in my opinion, is the big thing. And you know, the GP aren't gonna know the difference. I just answered it a minute ago, but yes, my favorite coaster is Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure is my favorite. They're really coding it to Glenwood Caverns. Oh gosh. I don't think that would happen, but Glenwood Caverns. Could you imagine? Gonna be RMC'd and theme it to Morbius. The new name is Dragster. It's Morbin time. Never been to that place you're talking about. I'm talking about a lot of places. I don't know exactly which specific one you're talking about, but Really enjoy recreation as well, and I've only been fortunate enough to have gone to Cedar Point, Michigan's adventure. At least you've been to Cedar Point, though, so that's a good one. Top thrill Morbin. Lost coasters on your bucket list. As soon as it opened, I had to get out there, so I made sure to get out. I went last October. It was awesome. Definitely my favorite. I can't believe it. Like, I wasn't expecting it to top Steel Vengeance for me, but it did. Because now I got Steel Vengeance at number 2. But, alright. We need to do a little... We need to keep working here, I think. Right? No? Yeah, I think we need to do a little bit. That's the thing. I love talking with you guys, but sometimes I gotta get some stuff done. That's the thing sometimes. I gotta make some progress. I mean, we made a little bit of progress, but not much progress. I guess we could work on Thunderation supports a few. Yeah, let's get a few segments done here. That's a good idea. It's a good thing to work on and talk to chat at the same time as Thunderation supports. Most definitely. You know, I gotta rotate this one again. I know I'm probably trying to be too precise sometimes. Went to Cedar Point and rode everything but Dragster because it was down. That sounds about right. I've been on top... I got to ride Top Thrill probably about 3 times. I've been to Cedar Point 2 or 3 times or so. I went... The first time I ever went was when Valraven opened in 2016. That was my very first visit. And then I think I went in 2017 and 2018. Yeah, I definitely went in 2017 because I remember seeing Steel Vengeance get built. So I've been there 3 times, and I've been on Dragster 3 times. The first time I got to ride Dragster, I think I rode it twice. And then the second time, I don't believe we rode it. I think it was closed. I can't remember exactly. And then my last time I went, it opened 5 minutes before closing, so I barely got to ride it on that trip. It was closed all day, but it opened up 5 minutes before park closing. And everyone just rushed there. And I was so close to getting a rollback. The 2 trains in front of us got a rollback. But ours went so slow over the top. My favorite mine train, probably Thunderation. If I'm gonna be honest. Of course, I haven't been on very many to begin with. I've been on the one at Six Flags St. Louis. I've been on the one. What other ones have I been on? Again, I haven't really been on many of them. Just in general, so. Big Thunder? Would you ride Dododumpa? Yeah, I definitely would. Of course I would. Fastest accelerating coaster in the world? Yeah, sign me up. Big Thunder Mountain? No, I have not. Big Thunder Mountain. I don't think I have, no. But yeah, I've been on Adventure Express. I've been on that because that's a King's Island. Which I thought was fun. It was fine. See, I haven't been to Disneyland, so I've been to Disney World in Florida, but not Disneyland. And I didn't get a whole lot of time in the Disney parks in Florida when I went back in 2016. I have been to Holiday World, yes. I actually get into Holiday World for free, so really cool. Nothing better than getting into Holiday World for free and then getting all those free fountain drinks, you know? Holiday World's such a cool park. Very charming, very nice. I feel like that's just a park for, you know, caring about guests. You know, like legit, they got free sunscreen, you know, free fountain drinks. You know, I think their prices are really affordable everywhere for the most part, for being a theme park, for being a park. And then they have, like, yeah, they have, like, the best water park. Do I like Voyage? I love Voyage. It's, my it's my fourth favorite coaster of all time. My favorite wood coaster, in matter of fact. Voyage is my favorite Woody. My favorite Woody. I don't know, I just wasn't impressed a lot with the Disney parks last time I went. It could have just been, you know, just, I just prefer Universal so much more over the Disney parks, personally. But the only rides I have in front of Voyage are Velocicoaster, Steel Vengeance, and Maverick. Maverick's got that special place in my heart. That was my number one for a long time, for the longest while, until Steel Vengeance opened. And Steel Vengeance was my number one up until October of last year, when I rode Velocicoaster, of course, so... Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Never done Voyage, but I've done RF2, Ravine Flyer 2, and it's described as Mini Voyage. I don't know why. I think more parks need to add those gravity groups. Because wasn't Voyage only like... I think it only costed a legit like $8 million. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? That's all costed? Why the heck does Silver Dollar City not have a Voyage of their own? It's like the best wooden coaster that I've ever ridden. And you're telling me it only costed them that much? I don't know if there's a reason for that, but... Like, Gravity Group is low-key, like, legit, like, a really good company for coasters. And I kind of think they're underrated sometimes. No one talks about them as much as they should. I've been on a few. I haven't been on a whole lot of Gravity Groups. I've been on, again, Voyage, and I've been on, Hades 360 as well. I think that's the only two I've been on. People need to go back to building major coasters. Their family coasters look super fun, but their major coasters are... Yeah, their major coasters are amazing. I've never liked Maverick. I'm 6'3" and my neck was hurting from being jerked around. I was gonna lose my head in the tunnel. That's what I love about Maverick. I love the snappiness. That's what I love. I've always found, as long as you kind of go with the flow of the ride, you can take those snapping. You can take it a little bit easier. See, I love the snappy transitions. It's a hypergravity group. I don't think that would happen, but it would be. I'd be all for it, of course. You know, I still think SDC's next coaster is going to be a Vekoma family coaster. I just have that feeling, because I feel like it'd be the best fit for the park. They don't really have they don't really have that family coaster, you know? They have a kiddie coaster, and then they have Thunderation, you know? And I feel like they need something like Fire Chaser Express or Big Bear Mountain. And I feel like we're going to get some sort of ride like Big Bear Mountain by Vekoma, because they've really been working with Vekoma a lot, so... Why did I disrespect Disney? I didn't disrespect Disney. They disrespected me because it wasn't that great of an experience, in my opinion. They disrespected me. I just did. The ride lineup wasn't as good. The employees looked like they hated their lives. At least when I visited. I'm sure it's not like that all the time. And I don't know, I just didn't care for their safety procedures either. I thought they were kind of lazy when it came to safety procedures. Literally rode Rock and Roller Coaster. I had to take everything with me because I didn't know there was no, like, there was no place to put them. So I had, like, a souvenir mug, I had a bag, I had everything. And I was like, can I put these somewhere? And they're like, no, just hold on to it. And I was like, are you kidding me? I know a lot of the rides it doesn't matter like too much because a lot of the rides are real small and but like a ride like Rock and Roller Coaster was like yeah, I liked the ride but I couldn't enjoy it because I had to hold on to all my stuff. I was too worried about losing my something and potentially injuring someone. What do you mean, how dare me? It was an awful experience. It really was. Like, I thought the parks themselves were just fine, but Universal is like miles ahead when it comes to experience, in my opinion. Like, wasn't even close. I had so much more fun at Universal than Disney. And if you enjoy Disney, that's totally fine. I just think I think the thing is I think Disney's more geared towards kids and families and stuff like that. So it just wasn't as enjoyable to me, but then Universal just kind of has something for everyone. As for Disney, it's just kind of like just family stuff. And they don't really have any big thrilling rides, And I mean, some of the rides are good and they're great, but for what they are. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like... I'm not saying I don't like family coasters. There's so many family coasters I love. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure makes my top 10 coasters of all time, and it's a family ride. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't think that's the biggest reason, but... it's just the way it was executed was so great. I do want to go back to Disney to visit the Star Wars section and the Toy Story Land, because those weren't there when I went. Those had not been built yet, so I do want to go back and give it another go. By far, Hollywood Studios was my favorite out of all the Disney parks when I went. So if I go back, it's going to be for Hollywood Studios, that's for sure. But yeah, it was really weird. I had like a souvenir, but going back to variety there, yeah, I don't think I had I don't know if I had a backpack, but I had we had some sort of yeah, we had like a small backpack, I think it was, Jess did, my wife, and then I had like the souvenir mug. I actually had like this little fan thing because it was really hot, so I had like this little squirtery fan that like a misty fan thing, and it was pretty big. It was like one of those big ones, and we had one of those, so they literally told me to put it down at my feet and hold it, and I was just like, what the heck? It was just bizarre. Like, again, a lot of the rides there, it didn't really matter that much, but, like, I just feel like that ride in particular, they definitely, if they don't have a place to put your stuff, then they need to have someone at greeter telling you that you can't bring that stuff through the entrance, if that makes sense. It may have been on a sign somewhere, but they probably shouldn't let it through the entrance. That's the thing. It's just kind of weird for me. Track's coming out great, really like it. Well, thank you. Yeah, I definitely want to go to Galaxy's Edge, because it does look really, really epic. You know, absolutely love Star Wars, and I know a lot of people don't care for the sequel trilogy all that much. I probably like it more than most. I thought the sequel trilogy was not the worst thing in the world. I don't think it's as bad as people say. I know a lot of people don't like Last Jedi, but Last Jedi is definitely my least favorite. Personally, it is the worst Star Wars movie, but it's. No, I think a lot of people were disappointed that it was themed to the sequels. You know. But I think the execution was done it looks pretty well. I've seen a lot of videos on it. I would like to go there. It's just so expensive, man. It's just so expensive. When you have to pay over $100 for a day ticket, because I probably would only go for a day, and maybe get to ride Rise of the Resistance. I know someone that took a vacation there and had to miss out on it because they had this system where you had to go on your phone and try and get your spot to ride it for the day, because they had like times. I don't know if they're still doing that, but like there's a chance you wouldn't be able to ride it, and that's because it had virtual queue only, which I don't know if they're still doing anything like that. I think virtual queue is awful. I hate virtual queue. I had to experience virtual queue once. One time at Holiday World, because I went, I think, during the 2020 season, I think it was. And they had virtual queue. I absolutely hated it. It was dumb. I just want to be able to experience the queue. I don't care if there's a long line for it. Like, legit, I'm fine with waiting in line as long as the queue is interesting and very heavily themed, which Disney parks obviously have really nice queues, of course. And tells it, like, as long as it keeps me entertained and there's cool stuff to look at, I don't mind waiting in line sometimes. Alright, so we're getting quite a bit done when it comes to Thunderation supports here. Like, I think we were here, now we're all the way down here. I do have a lot of adjustments to make when I do get all these in. Like, again, I have to extend these down, or actually probably would most likely just adjust the terrain a little bit, pull the terrain up. That's probably what I will do, honestly. And then we'll get these going all the way around here, and we're almost to the tunnel. Once we get into the tunnel, we'll get the tunnel all fixed up. And then we have this turnaround section here, and then we have the lift. So... but of how Silver Dollar City doesn't have that big lines. The only really big lines you're ever going to get is usually in Mystic River Falls, sometimes Powder Keg, and then sometimes Time Traveler. Because those are the ones, you know. Mystic is just down all the time, and, you know. I only recommend... I would not stay in line for 2 hours for Mystic. It's not worth it. I wouldn't wait more than 10 minutes for it. If I'm going to be perfectly honest. I've only been on Mystic 3 times since it opened in 2020. Of course, I'm not a big water ride fan, or not the biggest water ride guy, so I typically like to stay dry most of the time when I'm in a park. Yeah, the boarding pass in the first one was full within like 2 hours. Thankfully, we were able to get it the second time. Yeah, see, that would be so disappointing to go and then you don't have the chance to ride it because it's like some virtual boarding pass or stuff like that, and like you can't just walk in like you usually would, and you know, like it should be, in my opinion. Mystic is overrated. Yeah, I missed Lost River. Mystic worse than Lightning Rod and Top Thrill Dragster with breakdowns. It's about on par. It really is. Lightning Rod doesn't really go down anymore, though. Lightning Rod's pretty reliable at this point. You know, it has that it had that reputation of going down a lot, but honestly, since they made the upgrades, it really doesn't go down anymore. Like, I don't know why people still think it does, but it doesn't. But like, watch you kind of want to stream, but like, watch a video review or something. Yeah, I like rapids myself, but I'm just not the big when it comes to water rides. But you know, if I do ride water rides, I do like my rapids rides and log flumes and stuff. Mystic goes down almost every day. Every time I walk by it, that channel's or the water's been drained out. Like every time I walk by here, I'm like going to the bathroom over here or something. Every time I walk by, there's no water in there, and I'm just like, oh, Mystic's down, as usual. Oh, it was your home park, and Thunderhead goes down more than Lightning Rod now. Wow, see? Not sure how to respond to that Jackson Games. I'm confused since you are Jackson Games. Went to Dollywood twice from the time they opened to the time it closed. It was only down once for like 10 minutes. Yeah, and that's just probably like general maintenance. Like rides go down once in a while. Like every ride goes down for something once in a while. You know, so, but like overall reliability, it stays up. It's open more than it's closed, obviously. Log flumes are always the goat for me. Yeah, they're great. They're good. When it comes to water rides, rapids, and log flumes. Can't go wrong there. Log flume in the USA, now the Splash Run is being rethemed. Is Timber Mountain log ride. I think you said you were using your log ride and getting inspiration from that, yeah. I've never seen Mystic go down before. Mystic River Falls? What? It goes down daily. Literally daily. It's opening year. Mystic River Falls is opening year. Legit, and I kid you not, it had more downtime than uptime when it that first season it was open. And that's not an exaggeration. It actually had more downtime than uptime. Second year, 2021 was a little better. This year has been spotty. Like it's had some better times, but and it's all because of that lift, that vertical lift. It's the reason why it goes down all the time. That lift and the drop and everything. That's the only reason why Mystic goes down a lot. Is because of those right there. If it was just the rapid section, then it would stay open all the time, no problem. Thunderhead's your #1 wood coaster, considering the only one I've rode is Great American Scream Machine. Yeah, Thunderhead's really good. Last time I rode Thunderhead, the last visit I had to Dollywood, it was running really well. And I was actually kind of surprised, and it was like a little surprised because I was just like, it was running really good, and I was actually kind of shocked by it. Not really shocked, but I was just like, man, it's a lot better than I remember, you know? It was down so many times when he went in August. Get rid of the lift, it should be a cave section. That's what I'm saying. Get rid of the lift. It's just a gimmick. It's not even the best part of the ride. The best part is the rapids sections. Get rid of the lift and drop, and then make like a kind of like Lost River and have that indoor cave section with the heartbeat. Bring back the heartbeat. Dun 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 dun. That was so good. So good. So those buildings on the other side of that lift hill. What lift hill are you talking about? You talking about Mystic or something else? We might move to Missouri, making Silver Say our home park. It'd be 30 minutes away. We found a house, but we're Praying through it, we should move or not. Silver City is way better than Six Flags. I mean, I totally agree on that. You know, I do like Magic Mountain, though. I've only been to 2 Six Flags parks, and that's St. Louis and Magic Mountain. Magic Mountain was pretty fun in California. So, of course, that's their flagship park, so I would hope it'd be their best one. So that's the one they probably worry about the most. The Land Hill? Oh, I thought you... For some reason, I read that you said Lift Hill, not just Hill. I don't know why I read that. Buildings... Parking... I don't have a parking lot, so... Hill... There's a lot of hills in this park, so I'm not entirely sure, and I got a lot of buildings, so it's hard to figure out which one you have. Do I have the cave? I have the start of the cave. I do, actually. So we go over here. There's the hole right there. There's the hole in the ground, and we actually have the steps leading down to the cave down here. And I do have the cathedral room started. It's very dark right now, though. So we gotta turn on the light here. I did dig out a big hole in here for the cathedral room and did make some stairs coming down. I do want to kind of have the cave tour. I do want to have the cave in here. I don't know how I'm going to do the cable train yet. I might just put in a steam train with a steep hill or something. That might work. I'm not sure exactly. But we'll see. And ignore all the tarmac texture. That will be changed eventually. I'll probably do the cave later on after I finish the park. I'll probably release the park on the Steam Workshop, and then that will be kind of like the next phase. Behind your water ride, there is a tower over there. Are you talking about like over here? 'Cause that's just Darren's Fireman's Landing that he built. I was considering on using it, but the reason why I didn't is because the scaling that I went with is a little bit different, so I just had it off to the side over here. Well, what's up, ZTP? How's it going? Not familiar with SDC that much. You mind explaining what the cave is in real life and how it works? It seems very interesting. So Silver Dollar City started out because of Marvel Cave. Marvel Cave is the reason why SDC exists. It used to just be cave tours back in, like, the cave was founded in, like, the 1500s, but the Hershans bought it back in, like, the bought it in like 1945, I think it was, or something like that. And Silver Dollar City itself opened up in 1960. But basically, they had cave tours. They would have cave tours, but it would get so backed up, the lines would get so backed up, they decided to make a little village with some shops and different things here and there around on top of the cave to give people stuff to do while they waited for their cave tour. And that's kind of how Silver Dollar City was born, was that they started building all these attractions and stuff around the cave so people had stuff to do while they waited for their cave tour, because so many people would be there. And then they started adding some rides and attractions, and then eventually it became Silver Dollar City. The park itself actually opened in 1960, and pretty cool, and you can still do the cave tour today. They even have lantern tours where they turn out all the lights and all you have is lanterns. It is an upcharge. I don't think it's too expensive, though. The cave itself is free. It's included with your admission. You can actually go do the cave tour for free with your admission. And again, with the lantern tours, an upcharge, though. Really, really cool, and I recommend doing the cave if you do go in there. It is a really cool experience, and Marvel Cave is really, really cool. So, literally, the first thing you see is this giant room, like, that has these steps here. I don't exactly know how big the room is. I forgot exactly how big it is. But this obviously doesn't do it justice. I didn't really do much in here, but it's a huge, huge room in there. Really, really cool. Haven't tuned in for a while. That's alright. You're good. Can we have a POV of Mystic? I mean, we can. It's kind of wonky the way it's set up, though. At least a little bit. Alright, this one's going up the first lift, so we'll start here. It's wonky when you get to the vertical lift, because I had to improvise a little bit. Had to use the no limits, no track limits mod on it. And Knots has a really good origin story, kind of origin backstory too. I'd say origin story. I've never done the Lantern Tour. Yeah, I think $18 is worth it. I definitely need to do the Lantern Tour. I've never done it before. I've been in the cave multiple times, but I've never done a Lantern Tour. Oh man, they just got soaked. Really know the park's history. I mean, I grew up with Silver Dollar City. It's been my home park since I was born, so... and then, of course, I never realized I would actually be working there once I graduated high school, you know? And I still there. Movie from Marvel. Yeah, I don't know why I used the word origin story like it's a Marvel movie or something. If I pay for you to do the Lantern Tour, will you remove the trims? Well, I don't really have the time to really do the Lantern Tour, so unfortunately. At least as of right now. Yeah, I wish they had more options on the raft ride in Planet Coaster. I feel like they just kind of did the bare minimum when it came to the water rides in Planet Coaster. I feel like they just needed some more. But would I? I don't know, maybe. It's possible. Because I really want to do that Lantern Tour. I've never done one before. Never done it. I've always wanted to ever since they started doing them. Do I ever go to SDC on my days off just to have fun? Not very often. I did a couple times this year during the summer because I had some friends that said, let's go head to SDC. It was on my day off, and they're like, let's just run over there for... And every time I do, I'm only there for like an hour or two, and then I leave, you know? If I do go to the park on my day off. Very rarely do I ever actually do it, though. Probably gonna be easier than getting 5 people to buy shirts. Still have to enclose this little spot here. Here comes the weird V-lift that I had to work in. I heard the functional lift inside the prop lift. So we're gonna do this. It totally makes sense, trust me. You ever start to get sick of the park working there, like ruin the excitement of it and the rides? Slightly, I guess. I mean, Outlaw Run still never gets old for me, even though I've been on it so many times. Because I have to ride it. I have to ride it. One of us has to ride every 2 hours, so you can imagine how many times I get to ride it a year. But I don't ride many of the rides that often. I mean, once in a while I do. I mean, I'm more than welcome to. Like, sometimes I have an early out. I could go ride rides if I wanted to. I go and ride Time Traveler once in a while. Not like super often, but once in a while I'll go over there sometimes. Does it pay good to be a ride op? Absolutely not. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. You're gonna be getting paid like minimum. Ever ride rides on my break? Not typically, no, I don't. The main reason why is because if for some reason we were to get stuck on a ride and be late for break, yeah, it's not good. Yeah, we'll go Marathon River Blast, totally. If you're there when I'm early out. I'm actually early out tomorrow, so that's fun. But yeah, that's the only way I could make the ride functional with the lift hill is to put a literal vertical lift on there, thanks to the No Limits mod, and I just covered it up with the fake lift. So that was the only way to make it functional. Because for the longest time, before that mod came out, I was like, man, how am I gonna do Mystic? I'm gonna have to make like this part not even functional. Outlaw Run in the back row. We can ride in the back row.
A wild ride.
Let's go car 6. Back row. Unload side. I'll even put on reshade for you. Now, it might not be the smoothest thing because we're in seat view, so obviously the smoothest way to ride is in the front bumper, but let's see how it is. Skipped his lunch to Marathon El Toro. Yeah, I can't say I've ever done anything like that. If I have some friends in the park, sometimes I'll go and ride some stuff with them on my break, but I mean, for being a seat view, this is actually not too bad. That was a little snappy there, but being a ride-up definitely won't make you a living on its own, but for me, it's just spending time at the place I love and getting paid to be. Yeah, it's a great park, so like, it is a great park, but you know, it's a lot different working there than visiting. I'll put it that way. It can be real fun sometimes, and other times it's not very fun. You know, when you have to deal with guests sometimes, you really realize how many rude people in the world there are. Like legit. When I'm at a park or just in any public setting, I never ever want to be that. Like I legit have a fear that like I never want to be that person that upsets someone working, because like even if they're having a bad day, I still kind of respect them, you know. If they look like they're not enjoying themselves, I don't want to be that person to make it worse for them, you know what I mean? Like if I'm literally in fast food, getting fast food or something, even if they make a mistake or something, I don't try to be that rude person. Like if they got my order wrong or something like that, you know, I'm just gonna be like, hey, I ordered this, can you get this for me? I'm not gonna literally flip out and make a scene. And there's people that will just literally make a scene just because we're doing our jobs and making sure everyone's safe. But if they don't get their way sometimes, some people just, you know, and, you know, being the lead of the ride, you know, so I get to deal with a lot of complaints sometimes. And sometimes they even ask for my boss or my manager, and literally they're gonna say the same thing to them. That's the funniest part when you tell them something. You tell them I like to go into reasoning why. You know, I try to my best to tell them the reasoning behind the procedure or a rule or a safety rule or something like that. I try to go into detail of why it is. You know, one of the worst parts about Outlaw Run is you know, some of the rider requirements. We're one of the most strict rides out there. You have to have 2 full natural legs, including feet. So you'll get some of those veterans out there, you know, that maybe have amputations on the legs and stuff. And it's the worst. It's the worst part of the job is telling them that they can't ride because, you know, obviously you're locked in on your legs at Outlaw Run. So that's the reasoning behind that. So I try to go in detail to tell them that as best. Some take it really well. Some are very nice, and then some do not take it well at all. And I try to sympathize with them a little bit and say I understand it's frustrating and I get it, you know, and I can understand why you're frustrated. I mean, I even tell them I would be frustrated too. But there's a reason for this, you know what I'm saying? And you try to do your best to make up for them. Give them a front of the line pass for another ride, stuff like that. And it's about the best you can do. But some people don't take it well, and, you know, we're the worst ever. You know, some people make big scenes. You know, you get larger guests that can't get the seatbelt or get the bar down far enough. And we try to be discreet. We try not to embarrass them. Sometimes they embarrass themselves, honestly. They'll make a big scene out of it. I've had people... And then some people are just very delusional. Very delusional and very, like... I've had people just say, like, I'm not even that big. And it kind of makes you go... You believe what you want to believe. I mean, you know, but, you know, sometimes, like, I just tell, there are times where I'm kind of honest, too. Probably a little more than I should be when people, like, there's some guests that upset me sometimes when they do something extremely stupid that could injure others. When I see cell phones pulled out, when I see have cell phones lost, I'm sometimes a little bit too honest to them sometimes, because they really need to I really want them to understand that how dangerous that really is. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever had a restraint fail? Restraints don't really fail. I've had... Now, there's... Working at the ride, I've really learned a lot how it functions and everything. There's no way for it to really fail. Now, in the station, yes. In the station when we're checking restraints, yes. However, when the train is out on the track, there's no way that bar can unlock. There's just absolutely no way. And after learning a lot how the ride functions and everything, I really, like, you get a bigger appreciation for the safety of these rides and how they operate and stuff. I've had multiple times where I'd pull on a restraint and it didn't actually lock, ended up not locking. That's usually because there's a bad cylinder. Basically, so these restraints already have a failsafe on them. When they fail, they lock up, basically. If that makes sense. Steve says, Fall Guys, you guys are getting on Fall Guys. Alright. Hold on. I think we're pretty much done here anyways, but yeah, Stefan, tell him I'm on the way. I'll be there. I'm on my way. But yeah, it's just but yeah, they're so safe. They really are. Like they think through safety so much on these rides, so yeah, they really don't think of others sometimes, you know. It's just kind of sad. And I've met some really cool guests. Some of them are so nice, amazing people. And then you just meet some really nasty people sometimes too. You know, I've had people boo me before because a kid was too short. Literally, a whole line would boo me. They don't think about it, you know. I don't think they really think about it because, like, it's safety, you know. It's safety. And that's all that matters. See you, Zero G. Hopefully you got to hear me say bye. Alright, sorry, it just takes so long to save in Planet Coaster sometimes. I've had people chanting in line, let them ride, let them ride. And I'm just like, I'd rather keep my job. You know what I'm saying? Alright, finally we got the save. There we go. But I'd rather the kid cry because they couldn't ride than actually something happened to him. You know, that's the thing. I do think there is like a gap in there. I don't think any, like, at a certain point nothing would actually happen to him if they're a few inches off and we don't catch it. Like, nothing's gonna happen to him. In all reality, but. Because in training, you got to tell your trainees that too. Like, safety's non-negotiable. Like, that's part of our training. Safety's non-negotiable. So this saving just takes so long. It's ridiculous. Still haven't been able to exit the game because of how long it's taking. Saving. Come on, man. Hey, Zero G, you're back again. Nice. How long am I going to keep my job for? I don't know. I don't really have a plan on that. I guess until they get tired of me or something, but someone's got to run Outlaw Run, right? Yeah, I've been called all the names before. I've been flipped off. I've been cussed out. You know. You guys gotta keep your cool most of the time. That's what it is. Come on, I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. Alright, so here what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to try something new. So, I'm going to try and do separate streams. It might actually be beneficial overall. So, like, right now it's the Silver Dollar City recreation. This is the Silver Dollar City recreation. We're going to go offline for a few minutes. And then, and all that. Yeah, Steve, I am doing Fall Guys. It just takes so long to save Planet Coaster. I had to save what I was doing, and it just takes so long. To save when you have large parks. I'm launching the game now, so and then Fall Guys takes forever to launch too. But I'm gonna end the stream and then I'll go back live with Fall Guys if that makes sense. So if you were just here for Planet Coaster, thank you guys for joining. And if you guys want to stick around, make sure you watch the Fall Guys stream. So if that makes sense. So. But I encourage you to stay for Fall Guys. It'll be fun. So, but again, yeah. Sorry, Steve. It takes so long to save a park in Planet Coaster, especially if it's a big park like my Silver Dollar City recreation. I'm on my way though. I'm on my way. But alright, guys, I'm gonna end the stream for a moment, and then I'll be back live in just a few minutes. All right. So have a great day and cool tomorrow, guys. Thanks for joining this Planet Coaster section, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.